Big up the Peterborough posse. Freak speak, freaky speaky, underneath it.
Cool. So I've kind of put a little question thing together, but I thought it'd be good to just chat.
Cool.
So it'd be good to know what your experiences are of the poetry scene in Peterborough. Have you experienced much?
I haven't really. I've been to a couple of events. And to my shame, they're usually when, and John Cooper Clarke comes into town or something like that, or Attila the Stockbroker. So I don't really know that much. And, Deanne Rogers, she kind of works with me at my university, so I knew when she was coming up. So I don't really know that much about the scene, to my shame. I'll have to confess something, I moved up here from East London, and as you know, I live out in Lincolnshire, South Holland, and one of the reasons why I did was I wanted fresh air for the start. I was fed breathing that air that you get in London, and I lived in a normal road in East Ham, and I kind of got too known in the area, and people would just knock on my door wanting to show me their poems, and people would put up posters that I'm doing a gig or something and then expect me to just turn up because I live local and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought, I want a private life.
Yeah.
And so I kind of came up here. So in a way, I didn't go out and seek the scene out here,
Yeah.
There's a guy, I can't remember his name, you must know his name. He does it's almost like a fanzine called The Pub Crawl.
Peacocks.
Yeah,
yes.
Great guy, and he sends me that. And I just look at that and I go, what's going on? And then if I see a gig in there, and every time I see him, he says to me, do you still want me to send them to you? And I think, yeah, please send them, because I read some other stuff, but it's all very mainstream, None of it covers poetry really. So that is like a bit of a lifeline for me.
So you found out about Freak Speak through Deanna.
Yeah, well actually no, it was through.
It
was through that, and then I called Deanna and Dee, and they said it's true. But actually I've heard about it before, but that particular gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! That's good to know. So did you enjoy it? What did you think?
Yes, I did. It was a really nice setting. It was brilliant. And the good thing was that oh gosh, shame on me, I think I'm forgetting his name now, who I'd done a gig with, or I kind of booked him to do a gig at my university. He came with his two dancers.
Adam.
Yeah. That was different because I was kind of expecting his poetry.
Yeah.
And that was not, and I like that when a venue books an artist and says, you can be experimental, you want to try something out. Because afterwards he was, he was asking people in the audience and myself, is it working? No, what do we need to do, kind of thing. And that's good, really. The thing is, everybody knows of Peterborough as a city. Sometimes it's a bit of a joke. Sometimes it's like, it's where they send the migrants. And but not many people think of it as a kind of artistic centre, as a cultural centre. And there is things happening here, and I guess, you add to it, and poetry is really important because, well, I sound like I'm on my mantra again now, but we can all be poets, and if you have places like yours, it's a good place to kind of show your stuff. When I started, there was no poetry performance scene at all, really. I can remember me, Stephen Wells, Swells we used to call him. Unfortunately he left us now, passed away. Attila the Stockbroker, Linda Quinton Johnson, John Cooper Clarke, almost imagining the scene in the future. Yeah. We had to do all our gigs with bands. The Clash would be on and the Wailers or whatever, we would come and do a poem in between, and they'd go on then. And then, the applause for us would be really big. They'd go, he's on his own, how come they're doing that, So, to see how the performance poetry scene has kind of flourished now is quite amazing. And, you know, to see places that kind of give, obviously they give people who are established a voice, but people who are, you know, who are just coming up and just want to kind of test out new material or find their voice, giving them a platform, giving them a space is a really good thing.
It's something I've sort of struggled with as an artist myself, finding that intermediate of building not a reputation, but, you know, finding those opportunities without having to go to London for it.
Yeah. And that's another thing, you know, when I grew up in Birmingham, and I had no choice really, I had to go to London back then. I'd done like the free kind of theatres in Birmingham, but the Book of Black guy, you know, I'm talking about the 70s, and that was it, you know what I mean? And I could do like the black community centres, I could perform on demonstrations and stuff, you know, outside police stations, and, but that was it, you know, and didn't get noticed. Went to London. Fortunately, there was a kind of scene emerging, the alternative cabaret scene and all that kind of stuff. Found a few other poets and then got noticed. But I must say that if I was starting off now in Birmingham, I would stay in Birmingham.
Yeah, what would you say to encourage people to come to Freak Speak who haven't locally yet? Why do you think it's important that a night like that exists?
I think sometimes when you go out, you are going to see kind of big heroes on a stage, people who are not like you, people who you kind of, you're told you should worship, and they fly in and they fly out and you go, wow. Going to a night like Freak Speak, you just, people like me, wow, that touched me, I felt that. You couldn't even be in the audience going, I could do that, you know? It's that kind of, I mean, you must have heard people say, oh, I didn't expect to go to a poetry gig tonight, you know, my girlfriend dragged me or whatever, but I really enjoyed it, you know. I love that moment, you know, when they're really surprised. And I've had guys actually say to me, and the other way around, you know, I just wanted to get laid tonight, I can't really, you know, it's really late, you know. It's that when people realise that there is an alternative Saturday, Friday, Thursday night out, whatever it is. I mean, that was always our dream, you know. Sorry to keep going back and sounding old, but you know, I remember saying years and years ago that my dream was that in Britain, a woman and a woman, a man and a man, a woman and a man and whatever would go on a date to a poetry gig. I mean, it was unheard of, you know what I mean? And people laughed, why would you want to take a bird? Why would you want to take a bird to listen to poetry, you know what I mean? But now it's done, you know?
There was definitely people at the last Freak Speak that were on a date.
It's, I used to have this poem called Macho Man.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard it. And it's about a macho man who, he's so macho, but he can't cook, and he can't sew, but he eats plenty red meat. At home he's the king, from the front garden to the back garden, from the lift to the balcony, he's the supreme master, the controller. His food must be ready on time, his clothes must be ready on time, his woman must be ready on time. It goes on and on. And I used to perform that poem, and if there was a male-female couple in the audience, you could usually see the woman looking at the guy going, that's you, you know. It's just wonderful from the stage, just watch it happen, you know. You can see the couple that are having issues. And sometimes they'd come to me afterwards and they'd go, you know, can you just read it again for him? Can you, you know, give him a personal reading or whatever, or write it out on a piece of paper? You know, I've had people in poetry readings cry. And they've said, you know, I didn't come out to cry tonight, but I really needed to cry, you know what I mean? And then I've had people falling back laughing, saying that I thought it was going to be all serious and depressing and down, but actually it was quite inspiring. Poetry is an amazing thing, you know? You know, poetry is one thing that every few years people say it's dying, it's dead. And every piece of, not every piece, but when major pieces of technology come along, they say, well, this is the end of the spoken word, because now it's all going to be digital, or now it's all going to be music, or now it's going to, you know, poetry survives it all.
It does.
From the dawn of womankind to now. I mean, it's quite amazing.
It is.
When I walk out on stage and I look at an audience, I think, you've been doing this for thousands of years, and I've been doing this for thousands of years, you know.
Yeah.
And we're still doing it. You know, it's quite amazing. So it's like, to really love poetry, you've really got to love the poetry audience, because they're people like you.
Exactly.
You know, and even if they seem on the surface very different from you.
Yeah. Totally. So have you got any, following on from that, any sort of advice for new emerging poets about following that journey and keeping it truthful, and how to then formulate that into some kind of career?
Well, I think, I mean, I always hesitate when I call what I do a career. I just happen to have been able to earn enough money to eat from it.
Yeah.
You know? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
You know,
totally.
it could all fall through any time. But what I say to people is that truth is important, honesty is important. Don't just go with trends and fashion. In fact, we try to go opposite.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, if you really want to stand out, do be different. If I've got a criticism of the poetry scene now, and I hope you don't mind me being critical, is that there are so many poets that I see that are kind of, I can see exactly where their inspiration comes from. I can see like who they've, I hesitate to say copy, because they probably didn't consciously copy them, but too much of that poet's rubbed off on them.
Yeah.
And it happens to me. So many people come to me and say, I saw a poet and I can tell he's really influenced by you.
Yeah.
You know, when I started doing my poetry, I remember a woman coming up to me. I'll never forget that. I remember her name, a Rastafarian woman called Claudette. She came to me and she said, you're going to be around for a long time. And I said, why? She said, I don't know much about poetry, but there's no one that sounds like you. You're completely original. You know? And at the time, I just thought nothing of it. Now looking back, I can see exactly why she said it.
Yeah.
So what I would say to people coming up is, you know, find your own voice. Be original. You know, what you want is, you want to be on stage if you're performing, and you want people that don't like you to go, wow. You know, it's just like, gosh, that sounds completely different on my ear, you know. I just think there's too many people that, like I said, they're not really copying, but you can tell where their influences come from. The thing is to be really original, you know, and it's hard work, because you think, you know, it's just me and my voice and this is what I sound like. But you know, we all speak, and you know, if you've got people that are very close to you and they speak in the next room, you can recognise them. There's a pattern, there's a tone in their voice that you recognise. You can do the same with poetry. You can do the same with the way you deliver poetry. And that's the biggest thing, really. So yeah, that's the kind of advice I'd give to up-and-coming poetry. You know, be yourself, be honest, don't go with the trends, and find some originality in your presentation.
Awesome. I think that's the best advice. Amazing.
Something happened to me that I'm talking a lot about lately, and funny enough, it kind of happened just here. Two girls came up to me, they were only about 17, asked me for an autograph. Well, one girl asked me for an autograph, and the other girl was in tow. And she said, can I have your autograph? I gave my autograph. And the other girl said, who's he? So the girl who got the autograph said, he's a politician. I mean, you think I'm a politician? And she said, Yeah, you're a politician, but I heard you do poems on the side. And I don't do this very often, unless I really need to, but I kind of went on the net and did a bit of a search about me. And it was loads of political speeches that came up, you know what I mean, rather than my poetry.
Yeah.
I just thought, that's why, you know, if you see me on, you know, different TV programs, and I thought, you know what? At that time, I thought, you know, I want to stop doing that so much and start doing more poetry and be more creative. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because right now, there's something happening in the country, and you know it's kind of happening throughout Europe, which is really scary. And sometimes I don't think we realise it because we're in it. You know, but it's really scary. A lot of racists, a lot of homophobic people, a lot of xenophobes now feel that they have voice. They feel that this is their time. You know. And any time that's happened in the country, it's ended badly. And I really think that we really need to do something about it. I'm not sitting here saying that I have the answers, but I know that those of us that are not that way inclined need to be more vocal in however we do it, you know. Poetry is one way of doing it. But I find it quite scary, and it's put me off kind of mainstream politics. I mean, I've always been like this anyway, but, you know, it's put me off kind of doing those shows that I kind of do sometimes, you know, because I make no apology for saying this. I'm a revolutionary, you know, and I think we can chip away at things, but at the end of the day, I really think it takes a revolution, and it means completely different way of thinking. And I think if we live in a society where people are consumers, you know, searching for commodities, everything's commodified, bodies are commodified, art is commodified, poetry is commodified, and you have people that can't afford these commodities and think that other people can, and they're taking it away from them. It's really easy for somebody to come along and say, you know why this person's got it? Because they're black, or because they're migrants and they're getting better than you, or better housing, even though the reality is not true. If people don't understand politics, it's really easy for people to believe that. And if the person they're voting for is somebody that doesn't understand politics, it's, you know, they go, there's my man, he speaks to me, he's a man in the pub, you know, and they think that's it. Yeah. Don't know why I said that, but it's just a very scary time to live through, you know.
It really is.
And poetry plays a role in that, you know, because it gives people voice, and you know, they can be angry, but they can be observant, and they can talk about their experiences. When I go into schools, I say to kids, we can do poetry on big political platforms, we can do poetry in a playground or in the nursery. That's a great thing about poetry. You can be funny, you can be deadly serious, and everything in between. So that's my rant for today.
Awesome. It's a beautiful rant.
Yo.
Freak speak.
Big up the Peterborough posse. Freak speak, freaky speaky, underneath it.
That was perfect.